Are beard dyes bad, like actually harmful for your beard? Some of them, absolutely, to a major level. All of them? I'm not sure. I've not looked into every single beard dye out there on the market. I've never even tried beard dye myself, so I can't make a final statement like that. But I had to make this video because I've talked about this stuff in the past, and I feel like anytime I've brought up like, hey, beard dye can actually hurt you. It, number one, can and likely will kill your beard, but number two, it can be way worse than that and burn your skin. I've said other things like essential oils. DIY essential oils are very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. I really get this overwhelming feel from a lot of people that watch those videos and hear those kind of statements by me. They're like, he's just exaggerating. He's just, making content, getting people scared. No, this stuff is legitimately dangerous for many of us out there. I have a buddy, I'm not going to put his name out there. If he wants to comment, that's up to him. He is still, months later, dealing with the absolute horrible effects of using beard dye and burning his face. He has been to dermatologists and doctors. He's trying to get this all figured out. Horrific experience, and the dude had a legendary beard. He just was, in his mind, not liking the color. Okay, you may say, hey, Dan, that's just a story. You could be making that up and fabricating it and exaggerating it. Fair. What about this? Oh, yeah, that's not my buddy. I don't know him. This is a public Instagram post. The only reason why I'm using that, I would never share anything private or that wasn't put out there by them. This was a guy that had a beard. I know the comments are coming in. You guys are like, where's his beard? What is he dyeing? He had a beard. He used beard dye out of a box and then had an absolutely severe allergic reaction. Swelling, burning. Went to the hospital. They had to get rid of the beard and then go in and treat it with different things like steroids and all these creams that are just terrible eventually if you're going to grow your beard back. This stuff's real. The same thing happens with essential oils. If you are not using the right ones, let's say you use one that has phototoxins and you go out in the sun, you can get second-degree burns on your face. If you use ones that are perfectly safe and legal at the right potency and you use too much, you can and will burn your face, let alone destroy the hairs and the hair follicles that make up our beard. This is real. It's not just like, hey, you look better without dye, which I truly believe. I think the best route for just appearance is rocking what you got, embracing the color. I think in almost all cases, you can tell when someone's unnaturally dyeing their beard, and it's not a good look. You don't want to be the guy that walks into the room that's like, oh, there's Jeff fighting age over there dyeing the beard. Whoo, you can tell. You want to go in and be like, dang, you see Jeff's salt and pepper beard? Dude looks like a fox, looks good, right? That's the approach we want. But I understand. People look older with gray at times. People feel insecure about aging. They don't want the Santa comments. I get it. And there's even times where it's like, Dan, I feel like my beard is structurally worse because of the gray. If I add color, it looks healthier, looks better, looks stronger. I get you. I just don't think it's worth it for anyone out there. There are harsh chemicals in common beard dyes that a large portion of the male population is severely allergic to. I'm not going to get into the details on all the chemicals and the sciencey stuff here because a lot of it's over my head, to be honest. I am not a chemist. I do not know that type of stuff on a deep level. However, I do know situations and stories and pictures like we saw earlier. I do know that it makes sense not to put harsh chemicals in the pores of our skin underneath our beard. And if you're like, well, Dan, you just got to keep it to the beard hairs. Okay, good luck. Good luck. And then what does your beard feel like later on? Now, to be fair, there are safe alternatives out there that I've heard, such as henna. Now, there's pros and cons to everything, and I'll let you guys kind of look into that. Another option would be a temporary beard dye, not actually changing the pigment of the hair and the fibers within them. This is something that will go away in a shorter amount of time, but it can be safe and not something that's going to burn your face or get rid of your beard. I'm not knowledgeable enough to recommend either of those things, but I wanted to make sure I was fair and I tried to cover all aspects of beard dye. Temporary and henna seem to be safer options, but it's not a recommendation of mine. So please, if you're out there, if you're on the fence, even if you're doing it currently and you're like, I've never experienced a problem, do you know how many people I've heard that from? Oh, I have no issues with that. 3 months later, they come back. They're like, Dan, what happened? Oh my gosh, I never thought that this would. I deal with this all the time, and I would rather help you before the fact than after the fact. So if you could, give it a thought. Give it a listen here. If you have any stories yourself, please put them down below. Did you dye your beard? How did it turn out? If you said, hey, my beard's never felt better, I love the way it looks, please put that down below. I'm not trying to lean in any direction for this, you guys. So thank you for watching today. Can't wait to read your questions, your comments. My name is Dan C. Bearded. Please stay bearded and stay positive.